What up, world? How we doing this morning, baby? Wednesday, motivation and inspiration. Shout out to everybody that's up, going to work, going to school, getting them kids up. Already at the job site, my people on the other side of the world, on their way to bed. I love you all. A little rainy morning here in Kansas City, but no worries. We ain't got the light, so I'm gonna be the light. Off the rip, what's 5 things you're grateful for? Whether you starting your day or you one of the people on the other side of the world is about to end your day. You want to already start your day with gratitude and end your day with gratitude. So what's 5 things that off the rip that got you smiling, that got you happy, that got you looking forward to good things coming your way? I was listening to Jim Rome this morning. That's who I've been really just diving in a little bit, learning more about their work and the art they put out. And something he said this morning that really it stuck with me for a minute. He said, why is it that negative people are the ones that have all the energy? Why is it the negative people are always the ones that's just ready to go at any given, but the ones that got the good hearts, they got the good spirits, they get so discouraged. They say, man, I can't ever change what's going on. The world is just so negative, it's just falling apart. They just kind of quit. See, all of the people that I know that's really positive, they pretty quiet, don't really speak up. But the negative ones, man, they so loud and obnoxious and braggadocious. And so on the external surface, it seems like negative energy is winning the world. And James Allen speaks about that in As a Man Thinketh. But we all know God wins in the end. So even though you see all this negative energy floating around, understand the positive individuals got that same power. So I'm throwing positive energy your way. We got to start showing up and showing out in the best way. Got a lot of videos coming for y'all today, man. I was able to do my thing, get up a little earlier than normal. I cut the workout a little shorter, so I was able to spend more time making videos. And I hope it makes you smile, man. Like I said in a few of my videos, but my Google Photos popped up yesterday and showed me a flashback memory. And March 31st, 3 years ago, I didn't have a YouTube channel. I didn't have a desk in my basement. I didn't have a computer, a microphone, didn't know how to edit a video, didn't know how to make a thumbnail, did not have any clue what a reaction channel was. Still was an IT guy at the private school my daughter was attending, trying to figure out what I want to do in my life. And now here I am able to speak to individuals all around the world, make them smile, make them laugh, make them feel better about themselves. There's so many people that's following their goals and their dreams because of me, and this is why I say you can do anything with faith, consistency, and hard work. Because 3 years ago, I had no idea this is where I'd be today. And I have no idea where I'll be 3 years from now, or 5 years from now, or 10 years from now, but it all started off me looking inside myself. Nobody around me told me to start a YouTube channel. Nobody around me was like, hey, Johnny, people would really love to hear your perspective. Just as I'm sure there's no one around you saying that. We don't come from positive environments. We don't really have people around us that speak life into us. And if you do come from an environment like that, man, you're extremely blessed, because that's dummy rare. Outside of me listening to Jim Rome and Les Brown and Steve Harvey, I don't really hear much positivity. Outside of the comments that you guys leave on the videos, shout out to all y'all. Like I said, when I make these videos in my basement, I had no idea the impact that I would be able to have. And a lot of times I get lost for words because I'm still discovering myself. I'm still figuring out who I am. Like, I don't want anyone to look at me and think I'm a finished product or or I've made it to the mountaintop. Every day I wake up, the goal is to get in a little better shape. Be a better father, be a better husband, be a better role model to the world. Every day I try to get better. And so I don't want you to look at me like, damn, man, he really got it together. I got it together from where I come from, but I know 5 years from now, I'm gonna look back at myself and say, damn, boy, you was still ignorant. You still was missing the message. The light was right in front of your face and you still couldn't see it. And that's the best part about this thing called life, is I have a reason to get up every day. And I hope you watching this video, I hope you have a reason to get up every day. And outside of yourself, I hope your goals are bigger than you. Because if you only going for yourself, man, you're gonna wanna quit. But I think back, like right now it's raining and I'm driving to work. My dad never had a car my whole childhood. So every time it was raining, when it was snowing, when it was -5 degrees, or when it was 98 degrees, my daddy walked to the metro stop and stood there and waited for that bus to come so he can catch that bus to his job to provide for me, my little brother, and my mama. And so I'm dummy blessed. Yeah, it's raining. I got a car. Got windshield wipers that's nice. The seats are all comfy. Got the defrost going. So, man, just, it's bigger than me because I get to provide for my children, but I'm still comfortable. My daddy had to be uncomfortable. There's a lot of men in this world that know what it's like to be uncomfortable, but you do what you got to do to provide for your family. And at this point, there's a lot of women that know what that's like, and there's more single mamas than ever before. So it's a lot of women that's out here thugging it out, working 2-3 jobs just so they can give their children a better life than them. I love everybody and respect everybody that says the buck stops with me and my kids won't experience this hard shit. My kids won't know this struggle. When I tell my children some of the things that I've been through, they be like, Daddy, what? That's real? Y'all ain't never experienced this. And as I've said, man, I look forward to hearing from more people around the world, because I know what my struggle was like growing up in Kansas City, Missouri, and homeless shelters, watching my mama go to different battered women shelters. But I'm sure there's somebody who in Asia, their upbringing was a little hard. In South Korea, in China, in Germany, in Australia. You know, we all in this thing together. And I hope I'm inspiring people all across the world to take the paintbrush back from the mainstream media or from the social media companies that paint you as this type of person, this type of individual, and share your story, who you individually are. And the same way I'm able to impact people, you got that same gift. I'm not no better than you. When God created Johnny, he didn't say, Johnny, I'm going to put you on earth to be better than all the people that surround you. No. Maybe he put me here to inspire the people for them to see their greatness. I don't know. Maybe that's what his purpose was. Just let everybody know how great they are, Johnny. Because I know I'm dope. I'm dummy lit. And because I can see that light inside of me, I see it in everybody else in the world. I know how long I ignored my greatness. How long I didn't believe in myself. I say it in one of the videos today, and it's like a lot of people be like, hey bro, I'm tired of you being so positive. If you get older, you being positive. You ain't got to be positive all the time. You got to be real. And it's like, if you knew what I overcome, then you'll be able to walk around with this mindset too. If you watched a man get shot on your front porch and bleed out, like damn, your daddy totaled out your first car. You watched your mama and daddy fight every day. You know, I've just seen so many spirits leave bodies. I've seen so many eyes just get there and get stuck, and that's when you know they really go. And I'm positive because I value life. I'm not positive because of politics. I'm not positive because of what's going on. I'm above all of that. I see it, I know it's there, I understand all the agendas, but what do you want me to do? Walk around pissed off because of that's happening in the world? That's the problem with a lot of people, is we don't really have control over ourselves. We let the news control us. We let social media control us. We let CNN and Fox and Donald Trump and Joe Biden, Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un, you name it, you let them control you. If somebody say something out their mouth that you don't like, you offended, you upset. If somebody says something, you're like, cancel them, get away from that. That's when you heal, man, you really can be happy. And it's not like I don't recognize ignorance or that there's harm in the world. But if that comes my way, then I'll handle it as such. But until then, nothing or no one will ever be able to pull me out of my calmness. I worked too hard to get to this space. Adversity builds character. I had to go through the fire. Shout out Kevin Gates. Or I should say, shout out Tommy Sotomayor, because Tommy said that Kevin stole that from him. I don't really know. No man is your friend, no man is your enemy. Every man is your teacher if you allow him to be. And I just sit back and I study and I observe. You won't hear me gossiping about anybody. I don't care about the fresh and fit versus I've been preached beef. Ain't got nothing to do with Johnny. I'm smiling, laughing, raising my children to motivate people. I like all of them, from the Duke O'Shea's to the Rolo Tomasis, to the Coach Greg Adams, to the Jesse Lee Petersons, to Flawzilla. Everyone has something to share with this world. Everyone has a gift. And the individuals that you see publicly, they just the ones that have stepped out on faith. They not no better than you. See, I don't want to have permanent subscribers. I want people like, you know what, Johnny? It was cool following you. I'm going to still rock with you when I need that touch of inspiration. But let me get out here and do my own thing. It's like, I use my children as an example a lot because that's what I got to go on. But you know when you help your kid learn to ride a bike with training wheels, and when you take the training wheels off, you still, kind of holding the bike and guiding it so they don't swap and lean to the left and the right. But eventually you let your kid go and they don't realize it. And as a parent, you happy. And they look up and say, oh, I'm doing this on my own. And that's how I feel about with everybody watching my content. This is about y'all. It's about you looking inside yourself and finding your greatness. Because once you get to riding that bike, you don't ever stop. You never forget how to ride a bike either. It's like if you've done a backflip before. You may be hesitant, like, I'm kind of old, but you get enough bounce in that trampoline, you get out there, you still can do a backflip. If you play basketball, it's like having a good jumper. That thing don't never leave you. You may go 4 or 5 years without touching the ball, and them first few shots that you put up may feel a little off, but once that one hit that net, oh buddy, you on fire. And I say we all have a gift because everybody knows what they love to do. The thing, when you got some free time, what do? What's the easiest thing for you to do with no effort, but you fantastic at it? That's your gift. And everybody know what it is. But this world beats you down so much that you stop believing in yourself, where you get caught up in the routine process of waking up, going to work, going home, watching TV, and repeat. I challenge everybody, if you have work a 9 to 5, a full-time job, wake up an hour earlier. Create some time for yourself, whether that's reading, writing, stretching, meditating. Don't be one of them people where you got to hit the alarm and rush to get dressed and get out the door so you're not late. You don't want to live life like that. We all got the same 24 hours, and in order to grow and advance, you got to expand those 24 hours. So if you normally get up at 8, start getting up at 7. If you normally get up at 7, start getting up at 6. Find a way to be more productive. And then just watch what happens. It's the small steps, it's the baby steps. If you ever would have told me it'd be a point in life where I'd be getting up at 3 a.m., I don't know if I'd believe it. I used to be getting in the house at 3 a.m. I used to be texting girls at 3 a.m. saying, unlock the door, I'm coming through. I'm outside. And now, man, I wake up and the first thing I say is thank you, because I get to experience this thing called life again. Do you know how many people today, they didn't wake up? How many people crying right now? When my daddy called me and told me my mom was dead, it was about 5, 6 a.m. So I woke the same way I'm waking up smiling and laughing with y'all. 2015, I was waking up to a phone call that my mama was dead. 2011, July, I was waking up to a phone call that my son was on the way to the hospital. And when I got there, he was deceased. So when you ask, hey, why are you so positive? Because I'm still alive. Because I can pay all my bills. Because all 7 of my kids is in my house right now asleep. Well, 6 of them, Kobe in Texas with his mama, but he'll be back in 2 weeks. But that's why I'm so positive. Because I'm a young man who grew up in a homeless shelter on Section 8. Lived my life recklessly. I got 7 kids by 3 different women. And I can take care of all the kids. I get along great with both my baby mamas. I've been married for 6 years with no issues at all. So I can't put my energy into what's going on in the world, or that'll bring my vibration down. Just like you don't need to be stressed out over politics and the debt ceiling and all that stuff, man. Let that thing go. I'm sure some subscribers that I got that's a lot older than me, it was political issues in the 80s, in the 70s. It's always something to steal your attention. And they say you don't know a distraction is a distraction until it's finished distracting you. And I've just woke up to this whole political theater is a stage. It ain't for my advancement or your advancement. It's so I don't try to advance. It's so I don't put any effort or any work into myself to become great. As Jim Rohn said, work harder on yourself than you do on any job. You'll always be a success. But how hard do you really work on yourself? Because the world don't teach you to work on yourself. The world teaches you to go be a social justice warrior and be a community activist. And I'm not saying that there aren't issues or problems in the world, but what is screaming and marching and crying going to accomplish? Nothing. once again, go back to the Bible. Faith without work is dead. And it's wild that they say that we shouldn't read the Bible. And the Bible is the white man's religion and all that. But if you study Nat Turner's Rebellion, Nat Turner was inspired by the Bible. That's what made him say, all right, we going to do this thing. If you've ever read Booker T. Washington, like I said, if you've ever heard of Napoleon Bonaparte Drew, who was a slave that, was able to purchase his freedom. Why were the slaves so invested in religion and spirituality? And here we are in 2023, and all we own is demon time. Drill music. Proverbs 18:21. And I say study the laws of the universe, and I say that a lot because I don't know how many people really going to pay attention to it to see what's going on in this thing. But until you make the unconscious conscious, it'll repeat yourself over and over and over and over. And that's whether that's in your personal life, in the political world, whatever it is, you got to wake up and see what's happening. That's why I'm really big on journaling, write things down. YouTube is a digital diary for me. Because there was a period in my life where I was just drifting. And if you read Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill, said that's why the devil controls 98 out of every 100 people. It's because we just drifting. We don't really have no set goals. We just wake up and whatever happens that day happens. Whatever breaking news alert used to come across CNN, that's what controlled my emotions for the day. I remember being there. I remember being at work. And then something would happen, breaking news, and all of my coworkers' energy would change and the mood would change. I can remember being in the 7th grade, gym class, and they made everybody leave gym class and go watch TV because that's when 9/11 was happening. And I'm a kid, I don't know what's going on. I can remember back, and this is stuff that I forget that happened in my life, when I was working at Ward Parkway Mall, and I had just got to work, and it was, as I was walking inside of Stephen Barry's, there was a gentleman shooting in Target. You can look it up. And the shooting happened in Target, and everybody take off running, and I'm walking in to clock in, and everybody out running this way. I'm like, what the hell is going on? You hear sirens and all that, and then I promise you, 5 minutes later, it's lockdown, so I had to get out on the ground. Couldn't leave. I was there probably till like 9 o'clock at night because police had to come through every individual store and let everybody that was in there inside to make sure there was no like guns or external more threats. Everybody was stealing and stuffing stuff in their bags and their purse. So that's another reason I smile, because I survived a mall shooting. And yeah, I wasn't directly in the Target, bro, but Stephen Barry's wasn't that far from Target, and if bro could have got through there, who knows how many people he could have hit. So I've just been in some really wild situations in life that in the moment when you in them, you don't think, hey, this is gonna help somebody else. This is gonna be somebody's roadmap to overcome their adversity. That's the last thing I thought when I was a kid driving that 1985 Cutlass to Ward Parkway Mall. I had a gas leak in it. So I smell like gasoline. I never thought, hey, me surviving this mall shooting is gonna be dope to talk about. Didn't think of it. Didn't think, hey man, this dude getting shot on my front porch is gonna be a cool story to tell. Because when he got shot on the front porch, he took his jacket off and threw it in our house. Because he was a drug dealer, obviously, there was a fat stack of cash in it. And he ended up calling my daddy like a week later, hey, did the police take that jacket? And my dad told him, yeah, but really, we kept the jacket. And that's how I was able to go to my junior prom. We paid for my tux. I had a white tux with black white shoes and with some glasses. That's how we was able to rent my car. Crazy, like I said, your family is wild, because my Aunt Barbara rented a car for prom for me to drive my junior year. I didn't even have a driver's license. I'm whipping all through the city out 1, 2 a.m., no license. I don't know why my parents and my aunties and the people around me let me do so many reckless things. My parents used to let me drive with no license and no insurance when I was 15, 16, 17, 18 years old. And once again, that's another reason why I believe in God, because they say God protects fools and babies. And I was a damn fool to be 16 years old driving with no license, no insurance. A 16-year-old fool speeding down the highway, 80, 90 miles per hour with no license. And when you know better, you do better. And since I've learned better, I'm just sharing my wisdom with the world. I don't know who's gonna watch these videos. I say that a lot because it could get 1 view, it could get 1 million views. But whoever it is, I hope you understand them. And your story, everything that you went through, all that super embarrassing, awkward, all of it, everything can help someone else. Because only you know what you've been through. I was talking with my homegirl yesterday, and she was talking about like when she had been sexually assaulted before, and all of the things that she's been through dating men who are only NBA and NFL players. And I keep telling her, you need to write you a book, because there's so many young girls that are jersey chasers just like you, that love chasing men with blue checks, but nobody knows the reality of what it's like to be in a relationship with them. You do. My homegirl do anyway. And she's been through some really rough situations, and I'm telling her, put your art out to the world, man. And I'm telling you too, put your art out to the world. I don't know what you've been through, but you do. And no matter how embarrassing it is or how much you never wanted to say it out loud, just start writing it down on paper and then reflect on it. If it's something you want to take out or something you want to add. But the world is looking forward to hearing your story. And it don't even have to be something about your personal self, right? Because you can write it in third person. You can create some characters out of it. The same way that they created Harry Potter, the same way that we got all the characters from The Office, the Parks and Rec. You can turn the hardships in your life into a great TV show, TV series. You can make a cartoon out of it. It's limitless of what we can do in this thing called life. And they say, man, when you really open your mind and to see how big this thing can be, the world becomes your library. I was talking to my daughter who's 13 yesterday, and I was like, do you understand why they don't allow children to know you can do anything and become anything? Because the younger you are, the brighter your light is. The more my kids, they try so many random things throughout the day. Daddy, I want to create this. Daddy, let's do this science project. Go for it. Go for it. I will never kill your creativity. I will never kill your curiosity. But there's a lot of people who their curiosity, their creativity being killed. It was killed by their mama. It was killed by their daddy. It was killed by their teachers. It was killed by the principal. It can be killed by your spouse if they don't believe in your dreams. Your children. It's just so many people out here who don't hear a word of encouragement ever. It's so many women that ain't ever heard, hey, I'm proud of the way you hold it down for them kids. Ain't so many men ain't heard, hey, bro, you've been off drugs about a week now. Keep going, bro. Make it 2 weeks. Make it 3 weeks. Reward the baby steps. Reward the steps towards greatness. We spend so much time criticizing each other and pulling each other down that we wonder, why is the world so negative? Well, look at the frequency that's out here. Instead of criticizing all these women for being single mothers, because I'm not saying you to do anything for free. Start you an AAU organization, right? Start you a mentoring program. And then, like, if we don't like what the world is, find a way to change it. Angela Stanton, she was in jail and had her kid in jail, and now she got Angie's house. I think it's in Atlanta, to where she helps mothers that are, I think, recovering addicts or single mothers just get back on their feet and provide for their children. Super dope. Super dope. She took what she went through, learned from it, and then was able to help other people in that similar situation. And that's all I'm doing with these videos, just sending some kind words. I know what it's like to be low. I know what it's like to be down on yourself, to feel like, why me, and don't nobody love me, and I'm in this thing all alone. I've been there, and I've just been able to overcome a lot of hardships by looking inside myself and learning to smile and laugh. And like that Red song, or that Big Push song, it's all right, baby. And I'm just letting you know, whoever happens to see this video, it's all right, whatever you're going through. The storm don't last forever. It's currently raining right now, but who knows? In an hour from now, the sun could be shining. That's just how this thing called life works. So keep the vision here. Stay in a state of gratitude and expectancy, because nature changes, but the spirit inside of our body stays consistent. You're the same 4-year-old you was. You're the same 6-year-old, 10-year-old, whatever. So stay in touch with that inner child. That's where that creativity and that imagination comes from. And I'll say it one more time for the people in the back. You know what you love to do. You know what's important to you. With faith, consistency, and hard work, there's nothing you can't have. So go get the money, baby. Share this video with somebody who needs it. I love you all. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Have a super mega awesome day. Never be too proud to pray. And make sure you smile, because good things and blessings are on the way. Bars. Ooh, we outie. Peace.